Have you ever wondered what AI is, why it's so good at what it does, and maybe not just if it's useful for your business, because you probably already know that, but how and why it might be useful for your business? If that's you, you're going to love this episode. Let's take a couple of minutes to dive into a little bit of theory behind AI. Might sound a bit tedious, but I'm pretty sure you'll find this super helpful as you move forward. First thing that's really useful to learn is about how to classify the different types of AI. Now, this is really important because when you get it right, you can apply the right AI to your business challenge. When you get it wrong, if you apply the wrong type of AI to a business challenge, you can spend a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of resources and probably not get the outcome they actually want. So let's spend a couple of minutes on that. I like to refer to this as the AI onion model. And not because when you cut an onion it makes you cry, but because AI kind of has lots and lots of layers. And the thing is, as you go down through the layers, all of the inner layers require the outer layers to make them work. So we think about AI like an onion. Under the first layer, we're going to have what's called machine learning. Now, machine learning is nothing more than just a machine that's been trained to learn on information, sometimes like a human, sometimes in different ways. But basically, it takes inputs and it gets outputs, and the idea is that over time, it learns how to make the outputs become more likely to be true than they are false. And the more that it learns, ideally, in the perfect world, the better that it gets. So that's kind of machine learning. Now, inside of that layer, we have another layer which is called deep learning. And the purpose of deep learning is really a way to take machine learning and group it in a completely different way. Getting into the ins and outs of deep learning is pretty complex, but they do all sorts of crazy things like neural networks, or what they call artificial neural networks, adversarial learning techniques. But the purpose is sometimes you can get an AI that learns by putting all of these cool layers between with the input and the output. It's kind of like human brain. Like, we see things, we hear things, we taste things, we smell things, we touch things, and then it goes into our brain, and through a series of like really cool little processes, our brain is able to interpret that into information that it can use to influence our decisions. Deep learning is kind of like that, but in a machine-based way. Deep learning is really just about taking information, putting in some different layers in there, and figuring out some outputs. Now, a couple of really critical things to know about deep learning, which will definitely help you when it comes to large language models, is that with deep learning, oftentimes the researchers don't exactly know how those machine learning models come up with their answer. They may know that they designed certain little techniques along the way to kind of calculate certain inputs and outputs, but ultimately the purpose of deep learning is to take vast amounts of inputs, what we would call parameters, and smash them all together and figure out patterns that get them closer to the outcome that they desire. So you still have your inputs, you still have your outputs, but in the middle you have all of these little layers all doing cool little things. And the more complex those layers get, the deeper it becomes. Now, the next layer that we have is large language models. And that's probably, when you hear about AI, that's probably what you're thinking of. You're thinking about the ChatGPTs of the world, or the Geminis, or the Claudes, and you jump in and you type a question and it comes out with this super amazing answer. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not, but it's getting better all the time. What's actually happening there is you have a large language model that is using deep learning techniques, which is a subset of machine learning, and it's been trained on vast amounts of data. And when you ask your question, it effectively refers to this mathematical deep learning model and says, hey, when this person is asking this question, what are they most likely to want to know? And it comes back and generates that information for you. There's your AI onion model, and hopefully that's got you started understanding a little bit about the AI world. So you're probably sitting there thinking, that's great. I get the different types of AI and I love the AI onion model, but how is that actually useful for my business? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. And there's probably two big takeaways you can get from this particular episode. The first thing is, understand that there are lots and lots and lots of different kinds of AI models. When someone says to you, I'm putting AI in my business, that can mean any of a whole range of different things. We can have machine learning models, we can have deep learning models, we can have just so many different things. And choosing the right one can be an absolute game changer for your business. But choosing the wrong one, man, that can be a disaster of like unmitigated proportions. The second thing to realize is that choosing the right AI for your business, or several different AIs for your business, can be an absolute game changer. I mean, you can get amazing ways to explore knowledge engines on your site. You can have ways for people to explore all of your different customer service things. Like, it can be an absolute game changer for you and your employees. But choosing the right one really can be a challenge. If you're interested in exploring this more, one, follow my channel as I continue to share useful insights. And two, if you want to book a consultation session, then jump on my website and check it out. I'd love to be able to help you, and I look forward to talking to you. Anyway, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next episode.